Hi guys, Going Green Mom here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about systems thinking when it comes to planning your strategies for dealing with your health and fixing problems that you might have in your body as far as what's going on. As many of you probably realize, I have been dealing with histamine intolerance for about the last year. And really started looking at how it worked, what was causing it, and some of those things this spring since I've been off work. And the probable root causes we have found so far for me are likely Mcas, which is mast cell activation syndrome, or at least the symptoms from that. And that is mainly because I also have something called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I was diagnosed at 15 or 16 with EDS, and over the course of time, based on a seminar I attended over the summer, about 66% of EDS patients at some point will develop symptoms of Mcas. Whether we actually have enough of them to be diagnosed or not, is not always, we don't always have enough to be diagnosed, but it always seems to be that we have related symptoms. And then I have also dealt with various symptoms related to hormones and problems there for several years. And because of certain symptoms and research I have done for probably the last 2 or 3 years now, I'm trying to think. I think when I went to my doctor to try and get some help with that, it was probably about 3 years ago now. So with that, I don't really understand the systems behind how all the hormones interrelate and things, or how they fit together. So I am getting some help with that in the coming year, hopefully. I'm taking a class with the person who told me about histamine intolerance. But as far as the Mcas stuff goes, I did work through kind of a thought process this summer, and I have made some changes that have really drastically helped how things have gone as far as my diet over the course of this last few months. And so I wanted to share those with you because I've gotten a lot of questions in the low histamine groups. And it's really kind of a simple setup that I kind of put in place. It is a 3-pronged approach. So with the Mcas symptoms, the basic premise of how that works: certain areas of your body, you have a larger concentration of mast cells. With Mcas, you're either going to have an even higher amount of mast cells than you normally would, or they are more reactive than they normally would be. So they react to more things, they react more severely, that sort of thing. So in my thought process, as I'm like researching this, what I decided to do was look at, okay, what's causing them to have issues? How do we prevent whatever is causing it? And how can we help support them so they're less likely to overreact? And what I found was that by reducing the amount of lectins I'm ingesting, I have less lectins that are basically ripping holes in the intestinal lining so that larger particles can get into the bloodstream, which the mast cells react to, releasing histamine. Okay. So let's unpack that. If I'm going to try to ingest less of what's causing problems, I need to maintain a low lectin diet. Lectins are found in a wide variety of plant foods. They're highest in things like beans, grains. They're also high in nightshades, which if you're noticing an issue with tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, tomatoes, potatoes, I'm not sure. Those are all nightshades. If you've been watching my Foodie Friday videos, you realize that I'm actually doing pretty well reintroducing those to my diet after using the pressure cooker to cook them. The nightshades, not necessarily the grains. Although beans seem to be, I'm playing with that. I'll have a couple videos coming up with those, but I haven't succeeded in getting squash back, which I kind of miss. But you know what? If I can have my tomatoes back, and a few things like that, I'll be happy, and I'll keep playing with it and see what I can do. But, so I'm reducing the amount of lectins. Then, obviously, since they're pretty much in all plant foods, some are still going to get through. So what do I do then? I have started taking slippery elm. Now, I say started taking. I started taking this, I believe, in July. So about 6 months ago, I started taking slippery elm. Less is definitely more. I did take too much for a little while, and that, of course, gives other issues. So I backed off. I could probably back off another 100 milligrams or so, but I don't have a smaller dosage. So if I start questioning it, I'll do every other day for a couple of days. So I'm doing that. That helps sort of shore up or reinforce the sort of slimy coating that is protecting your intestinal wall. So, in case you're unaware, your intestinal wall is one cell thick, and it rejuvenates about once every 7 days. So, the slippery elm kind of helps go in, think of it as sort of like a shield, okay? So, the slippery elm is going to go in and protect those cells. Having a low lectin diet means there's less invaders coming to try and break the walls of those cells. They aren't breaking the walls. They're breaking the junctures between the cells. So think of a game of Red Rover. And the lectins are going to try and run in between and get through. And then once they've done that, then it's easier for other stuff to get through because you don't have the connections there. And after that, then you need to shore up and kind of keep your mast cells calm. And what I use to do that, they're laughing spirits, don't you know? It's actually moringa leaf, and these are 700 milligrams. I've actually started taking those. I take 2 in the morning, and I also take 2 at night now. There's not as many issues, it doesn't seem like, with that. And because like with lemon balm, when I was on that, that's also a mast cell stabilizer, but if you take too much of that, it kind of causes migraines and stuff. So I was very limited. And with the moringa, I can take it more often, or in a higher dose. So it has actually been really helpful this year, especially the last couple months, because I have been able to add some at night to help deal with any itching and that kind of thing when I'm trying to get to sleep. So I don't take it right before bed. I'm to the point I take it about an hour before I go to bed at least. And it's working really well for me now. But so that's sort of my three-pronged approach. So I just wanted to come on, let you guys know what I have been doing to make my life a whole lot saner. I don't have to watch what I eat nearly as much. I don't have as severe of reactions when I do have problems with things. And so it's just made my life so much more enjoyable since I'm not having the amount of problems that I do. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Talk to you guys later. You will be seeing scalloped potatoes on Friday for Foodie Friday, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.